Right now, I have just been thinking about um, Elon Musk's chip in the head, about sending signals to the brain, messages or whatever. I don't know like what's going on, if it's real, if it's not. Um, I believe things if I see evidence and proof of it, and I have not seen evidence or proof in it. Or proof of it. I'm also hearing cases where people are getting sued for millions of pounds for things that probably weren't that bad, and stuff like that. With Donald Trump was going on BBC News or whatever news it was, and therefore I feel like I'm losing faith and trust in regular TV because I feel like regular TV is aimed for the masses, but I feel like the people who are controlling the TV, or some of them, not too sure who, know that the masses are idiots, and therefore I'm not necessarily trusting anything that's it's really going around. But yeah, it's interesting this chip idea. I mean, I don't think it's possible, but then again, I didn't believe in Chat GPT until I actually saw it and was like, "Wow, this is actually talking to me," which is very bizarre. Um, so I know that's real, and therefore, is it possible to send signals to the brain that tell? Actually, I think the chip idea is you sending signals to your phone. I think telepathy is what they called it. Is sending signals to the brain, where the human controls the phone or something. I think that's the idea, or I think it's supposed to cure. I don't know what it's supposed to cure. Body movement or something. Cure paralyzed things. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know what I don't know what's going on because a lot of people are ignoring me for a reason I don't know. Now, one of the reasons, I'm if you come to me and say that you've been ignoring me for 11 years because um, a book, or an old book, or some scripture from thousands of years ago said so, that's not going to be a good enough excuse. Obviously, whoever is doing this are people who are getting regular contact, regular communication through something. Maybe you have been, I don't know, maybe the people who made the first computer or are building computers have got some secret technology information from some source that's talking to them, and this source has also warned people about me and told them to ignore me and said that if you ignore me, you'll get more power. Maybe that's what's going on. That would kind of explain why they're ignoring me. If they are actually in a sort of communication with something else, with my higher self through an actual source. And maybe they're not going public with it because they don't want to scare the public to believe that this stuff is real. If you told the public that you're communicating with some higher source, they'll probably think that you're communicating with the devil, which 50% true. But yes, I can understand why you wouldn't tell the masses that, because the masses are going to get hysterical over it. And but yeah, um, I don't know what's the point of telling the world that you are creating some sort of chip, if it's not true. Um, unless the idea is to put into people's mind that it is possible, sort of type of telekinesis through some brain chip is possible. I mean, maybe you're putting that, you're telling the world this for the reason of getting people to open up their mind to the fact that this can be true. My higher self is communicating to me and sending messages to me through some sort of telepathic way. Well, technically, I'm looking at the songs. I'm thinking Angel of, and then just something comes to my head. Um, and because all the songs relate to the same name, no matter what song I listen to, it should all point to that name. Although some songs would be more obvious than other songs, and I feel like the song that I happen to click on first happens to be the one that most points to a certain name. Hence why I'm probably better at figuring out these names than most people, because most people might look at other songs and be like, this isn't any, there's no clue of a name here. And then when you listen to some of the more obvious ones, I think the obvious ones are the ones that I like most. If there's a song that I really like the Milkshake song, I really like that song. So if I really like that song, it means that there must be a name behind that singer, but I wasn't able to figure it out until now. And I think it's only because I've had this conversation with this narcissist on YouTube, have I been able to think about narcissism. And I know we've got the narcissist dream girl, I know we got that band, but we haven't actually got Angel of the Narcissist. And I was thinking, because there's Angel of the Psychopaths. I mean, Angel of the Narcissist probably would have been Simon Cowell, but at the same time, he's not really a singer, and it makes sense for there to be a singer version or a female version of it. And also, Simon Cowell kind of represents like the good side of narcissism. And okay, the bad side is pissing off people. But if he's pissing off people I don't really like, or people that are not very bright, then I feel like I don't care. So I feel like I just become narcissistic in that view. But yeah, it's nice that there's a singer as well that can make it, although she hasn't had that many songs. But yeah, anyway, thinking back about the chip thing, it would be cool if I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen with. I feel like there's some sort of test that needs to come about, and it would be nice if there was lots of different websites that people could go on to, find out what animal they're most like, or find out like if they're a sort of a chicken or a cow, or ask all these questions about religion. What is religion to you? I mean, if you press myth, then you're more like a goat person, or if you press we love Jesus, then you're more like a sheep person because you're following a specific leader. Muslims don't follow Muhammad, or they don't worship Muhammad. They do kind of follow him, but they don't really they don't see him as a leader to follow. They think he's just written the book and he was like an example, and that's it. But that's kind of like my cows. They don't really follow. They more just kind of hover and eat and stuff. But yeah, there's lots of different types of people, and it would be interesting to do tests on. I've done the Disney characters. Which Disney character you most like? It'd be cool if there was like different versions of this, and get the singers as involved as well, all their characters of what they represent. I think that would be cool. There'd be loads of different questions. Out of these three, which one do you think, out of these singers, which one do you think is most likely to be Angel of Equality or something, or which one's most likely to be this? There'll be some really good tests that you could do from this stuff. But yeah, I don't know if the chip thing could be involved. I mean, you could make out that you've placed a chip inside me, and if I do happen to, you could test me on whether or not I connect to things, or whether or not I can magically. That would be interesting. I don't mind tests done on myself. I am God and I am Christ, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have magical powers. But you can try and test my telepathy, and you could tell the audience that you put a chip in me, and therefore if I do get any answers right, you can kind of blame it on the chip rather than on me just getting it right. But I don't know if I'd actually get it right. I mean, I might just suck at it. But then you could just say that the chip hasn't worked, and if I do well, you could say that put all the reward or credit onto the chip rather than onto me. But I don't know. What's it? The similarities between my higher self and this chip thing seem. I don't know. I don't really know much about the chip, and I don't really know much about my higher self and what she's doing in others. But if she's getting, because I don't know what the singers know. If all the singers know that what they represent, or maybe that maybe there's a small chance that they were given angel names 20 years ago, or when they first started making songs, and it's only been revealed, and I'm only discovering it now. Maybe because you knew all along that they represented names, and hence done all the songs to link to that name, and you've been told that you must ignore me until I've exposed all the angel names. I mean, maybe there's something like that going around. I mean, that's less impressive on my part. If you've all done the songs, done the songs knowing that the singers have certain names, and you've I don't know, tried to control everything using your own mind, and you're just assuming that there'll be a point in time where I would have revealed all these names. But I never even started mentioning names until only 2 years. It took me like 8 years to actually work out that they all had angel names. I don't know what's going on, and I feel like I can't understand the situation because I don't know your side of things. I don't know the singers' sides of the situation. I don't know what they know. I don't know why they've done their songs. There's so much that I need to know, and I can't understand what's going on. I don't know their side of things. I only know my side of things, which is that no one is saying anything to me and everyone's acting like I'm not here whilst making songs about me, but also not all of the songs linked to me. And so it's always just been like, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And I've just been asking that about every single song because I don't understand why they did it. And now that I've seen their angel names, it's like, well, that makes sense why you did it. That makes sense. But did they know that they had an angel name? I don't know. I don't know. Um, and I really want a conversation with someone in some sort of diary room type thing, and just to go through it. What happened in 2013? Why did you start ignoring me? And then just go through literally every single song that's ever been written since 2013, and people to explain what they were doing, why they didn't tell me, who knew about me, who didn't know about me, and also did they start following me? I'm insulting this narcissistic guy for one typing 150 messages to me. Okay, some of them are my messages and some are his messages, so it's probably about 100 him and 50 me or something. But there's loads of messages being sent, but he's not willing to follow me, not willing to look up what I'm doing, not willing to, he wants my wisdom, but he doesn't want to bother to look up on Facebook what my wisdom actually is. Telling me, oh yeah, you should write a book. And it's like, yeah, I have. It's all on Facebook. No one seems to be taking any interest. And so I do want to know the singers and celebrities, when they found out about me, if they found out about me, were they following me? Did they choose to look up my stuff? Did they choose to find out what I'm doing, or were they just in their own world like everyone else? I just don't know. And I want to know this stuff. But I also know that there's going to be a lot of people that want me dead because they're going to be like this narcissistic guy who just wants to blame me for everything. And if they see me as a threat or danger, they're going to want to kill me. Do I care? No, because I want to die. So, but yeah, that is probably just that will just cause more war. And I don't think these people really care because they're so narcissistic that I don't think they even want to be alive. So it's yeah. Anyway.